want to define old age for you. Old age is 25 years older than you are today. So, some of you are double digits. That's going to be a little hard. Triple digits, rather. But you remember, at 25, old age was 50. At 50, old age was 75, and so on. So, I was speaking at the Fitchburg Senior Center a number of years ago, and a little old guy came up to me and said, "Dr. Paster, how old do you think I am?" I have learned never to answer that question. I said, 60. He said, "I'm 102. I said, "Wow, you don't look a day over 80. And really, did not look a day over 80. And I said to him, "Pardon me, sir, what is old age to you?" And he looked at me with a smile in his eye and said, 103. Falls are really important. More people are killed in Dane County, if I'm correct, and in this state. If you add murders and suicides together, more people die of falls than murders and suicides. It's a really serious thing. And it's a serious thing because Wisconsin is right up there in the top number 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 with deaths from falls. We are right up there with falls. And then we make jokes, maybe it's because we drink brandy sweet old fashions, and that. But the reality is they drink just as much in Minnesota. Believe me, I've been there. They drink just as much in Minnesota. And they do not have the falls that we have. And we don't know exactly why. It may be our penchant for throw rugs in the house, which you should get rid of. It may be that we don't have grab bars in the toilet, which everyone should have over a certain age. It may be that we don't have night lights around the house. I've got a couple of suggestions that I think are very important. When I wrote my book, The Longevity Code, Your Personal Prescription for a Longer, Sweeter Life, I postulated there were 5 spheres of wellness: physical, mental, family and social, spiritual, and material. I'm just going to touch on them because I think they fit with falls. So the physical sphere is eating right, exercising, walking, which you're going to talk about today. If you remember back in the day, if I think about my father and mom, nobody exercised over the age of maybe 40 or 50, but nobody exercised over a certain age. The unfortunate thing is we're living too damn long. Since JFK was president, remember JFK, black and white TV, the whole thing? Since JFK was president, we have gained almost 10 years of life in people 50 years of age and older. That is absolutely astounding. Exercise is extremely important for keeping your balance. Every day, you should think about what you're going to do for exercise. Every single day. And it might be walking with the walker around the house 10 or 20 times. The studies have shown that once you drop below about 1,000 or 1,200, 1,500 steps a day, you become frail. If you're dropping below 1,500 or 2,000 steps a day, start moving. You're less likely to fall and you're less likely to die. If you fall and you break your hip, 25% chance that you will be dead within 2 years. Now, a lot of you wear glasses, and you don't mind wearing glasses because young people wear glasses. But when it comes to hearing aids, people go, I don't want to wear a hearing aid. I don't want to look at that. People look at me and think that I'm old. Huh, you're old. They look at you anyway. Come on, young people look at you. You may dye your hair, but you're still old looking. You don't look young anymore, admit it. You want to be young at heart, but you should not wear a hearing aid because you think it's going to make you look old. You are old. That's why you're wearing it. Now, the reason I mention it is The Lancet had a very important article about a year ago where they looked at dementia. Dementia is the real issue in America and around the world. Alzheimer's and cardiovascular dementia, they're really linked together. And they believe that about 10% of all dementia is from unamplified hearing loss. In other words, when you don't amplify your hearing, you tend to disengage with people. And when you disengage with people, your brain stops working as well because human interaction turns out to be incredibly important for intelligence. But they're very important for balance too, because as you're walking, as you're listening, as you're thinking, you're less likely to fall. So you have physical sphere, you have the mental sphere, you have the family and social sphere. Now that turns out to be one of the main spheres that you will need to keep from falling. It's your friends and family. It's a team sport. If you're going to exercise, you're much more likely to exercise with a friend than you are to exercise alone. And so doing things with other people make it more likely that you're going to do that. Why? It's innate within Homo sapiens. We like to be together. So you have physical, you have mental, you have family and social. We have spiritual with engaging in other people, and also spiritual sphere, religious practice. If you look at this beautiful church, and I was asking how many services there were here, people come here on a very regular basis because it nourishes their heart and their soul. And that can be a very important part of your step to exercise to make sure you don't fall. And the final part is material. And material is looking around your house. It's looking around to see child-proofing your house and adult-proofing your house. You do it when little kids are in the house, but just look around the house and say, are there night lights here? Are things here? Is there something where I can hurt myself? Did I spend the money for grab bars around the toilet? If not, how do I do that? How do I make it into a safer environment for myself? Great is the problem of life and death. Time passes swiftly by and opportunity is lost. Each of us should strive to awaken. Awaken. Take heed. Do not squander your life. Do not squander your life. Everyone here has a wonderful life that they can live, and especially if they don't fall and injure themselves with something that they can prevent. And that's your goal today.
Hello. My name is Calvin Bruce. I'm a family physician here in town, and